All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today's video is I don't know, I just kind of made it on the fly. I didn't expect to make this video, but I decided just to do it anyway. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard. Yesterday, it was reported that he'll be out indefinitely. He will miss the start of this season due to his knee. And I just want to talk a lot about just Kawhi Leonard in general, the last couple years, him with the Clippers, the injury, and basically, you see the title of this video, giving up on Kawhi Leonard. Is it time to give up on Kawhi Leonard? And just talk all about it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So yesterday, it was reported by Shams, now on ESPN, saying that Kawhi Leonard will indefinitely be out. He'll miss the beginning of the regular season, which is a week away. Well, a little bit less than a week now away, which is really, really unfortunate. I mean, we've known Kawhi Leonard has had injuries, I mean, you can go back to the Olympics this offseason where he was supposed to be on the Olympic team, and then at the last second, they decided to, not put him on the team and replace him with Derek White because of his knee. And then back at Media Day, like a couple weeks ago, he talked a lot about it. Actually, a couple days before Media Day was reported, there's something that reported that he went on a procedure on his knee, and then at Media Day, it was a lot of questions of just being like, Kawhi being like, yeah, we're just kind of taking it slow, and the team kind of saying, yeah, we're taking it slow. We're just slowly ramping him up to see what he can do. Kawhi saying, yeah, I should be ready to go from opening day, but then the coaches and all that stuff are like, nah, we're going to take him on slowly, and just a lot of weirdness, that he doesn't play in the preseason, and then finally we get the real announcement saying that he will not play at the start of the season, which honestly, you could kind of expect that to be coming with Kawhi Leonard. It's not something that's surprising. The out indefinitely is something very, very tough. We still don't have a timetable for Kawhi Leonard, but because Kawhi Leonard, I feel like we've never really had a timetable with his injuries. It's always just kind of happens, and then we just kind of wait around, and then when he comes back, he comes back. And it's just been something that has plagued Kawhi a lot of his career. In San Antonio, he had the whole mark. And actually, funny, I made a video a couple weeks ago or like a month ago about Kawhi Leonard's year with Toronto and how that all built up. And I talked about a lot of his injuries and stuff. So if you can go back and watch that video too. I put a lot of time and effort into that video, so you can go back and check that one out. It's on the channel. But since he's got to the Clippers, it's just been a whole bunch of just injuries. It's just been a whole bunch of injuries. He's missed so much time, missed so many big series, so many big games, and it's been really, really, really unfortunate. I mean, the injury history with the Clippers is like apparent, starting with 2020, I think was it 2021, in their second round series against Utah Jazz in game 4, I want to say, game 3 or game 4, when he tore his ACL and he missed the rest of that series. The Clippers did end up winning that series and made it to the conference finals, but eventually ended up losing to the Suns. And then the next season, he missed the entire 2022 season, comes back in 2023, plays a little bit, then is out, and it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Comes back for, I think, 2 games in that first round series against the Suns, and then he's out for the rest of that series. And then last season, he had the year where he played 68 games, which is the most he's played in a very, very long time. 68 games, was looking good, then gets injured at the end of last season, doesn't finish the regular season, missed the first couple games of the playoffs, comes back for 2 games in the first round against Dallas, and looks very, very not Kawhi-like, does not look good, and they eventually they sent him out, and he ended up losing that series, and now we get to now, where he misses, the Olympics, he doesn't play in the preseason, and now we don't really know when Kawhi Leonard is going to come back, and it's very, very unfortunate, because Kawhi Leonard, obviously, when he's on the court, when he's playing, you saw it last season, when Kawhi's out there playing, he's one of the best players in the league. He's a top 15, top 20 player in the league on both ends. I mean, he's absolutely incredible. I mean, he was an All-NBA team last year. We know he's really good. It's just that nowadays, we just can't really count on Kawhi to be there when they need him to be there for the Clippers. We can't count on Kawhi to be there in the big moments, not because of his play, but because we don't know if he's actually healthy or not. And he's also a player where you saw it last year in the playoffs, playing through injury is not something that benefits Kawhi Leonard. We saw it last year. He tried to come back for those 2 games, and shout out to him for trying, but he was bad. It was very bad. in that series. And he's just so yeah, he's someone that doesn't play through injuries. Not it's not good for him to play through injuries, and which is why this year a lot of the media day and a lot of stuff before the season about Kawhi was talking about bringing him on slowly and waiting until he's 100% for him to go out and play, because they saw last year when they tried to play him through a knee injury, it just doesn't work. And he even had the quote at media day saying that the knee inflammation, which is what he's dealing with right now, knee inflammation and all that stuff, is something that's probably going to plague him for the rest of his career. And it that sucks, but it's just something we kind of have to deal with. It's something that we're just gonna have to deal with, and it's tough to talk about this because injuries are so tough. Because it's like you don't want to like everyone bashes players that get injured a lot, which I understand because you want to see them on the court. But it's also tough because it's like they can't control that. Like, you don't think Kawhi Leonard is like hates that he's injured? You don't think Kawhi Leonard is like, damn, I can't play basketball. Like that's what I do for a living, and I can't do it. Like you don't think Kawhi Leonard's sitting there hurt himself? So I understand that perspective, but I also understand the people that are like, I understand the people that are angry or kind of like disappointed and upset with Kawhi Leonard, because I am too. I'm just upset and I'm disappointed because his knee just won't allow him, this knee inflammation, all this will not allow him to be on the court. And we are truly missing out on a NBA Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Kawhi Leonard is going to be in the Hall of Fame eventually at some point, and it's really tough. And at this point in 2024, Kawhi Leonard's about what, 30 something years old? What is he? I'm looking at it right now. Kawhi Leonard's about 32, I want to say, years old, 32 years old, and he's done so much. I mean, All Star, All NBA, DPOY, All Defensive Team, Finals MVP. He's 33 actually. Finals MVP. Two-time champion, 70 one of the 75 greatest players of all time. He's done so much for his career, and at this point in 2024, about to be 2025, at 33 years old, I think it's time to. I don't think it's giving up on Kawhi is such a, like, I feel like it's so harsh because it feels like we're like putting him on the back burner and it's just like we don't care about him anymore. And I don't want to say that because he definitely can still come back and be good Kawhi Leonard. But the thing is, we can't count on him to come back and be that good Kawhi Leonard. We cannot count on Kawhi Leonard to come back. Like, we cannot, we don't know. We're just always in just kind of this weird point of this Kawhi Leonard's career where it's like, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know when he's going to play. Is he going to play at all this season? If he does come back, how good is he going to be? Is he going to come back, play a couple games, and then leave again? Like, who knows? What's going to happen with Kawhi? We really just don't know. And the Clippers, I mean, it's going to be a tough year for the Clippers. If Kawhi Leonard does not play, they're not good. If you watch my Western Conference prediction video from the other day, from yesterday, I had the Clippers missing the play-in because I can't count on Kawhi. One of the big reasons is because I can't predict and can't count on Kawhi Leonard being there for a lot of games this season so that they can be good. The roster isn't horrible. It's not like I think they're going to win 22 games, but Kawhi Leonard makes this team a whole lot better. Now with James Harden in 2024, I don't know if you want James Harden leading your team to a playoff spot. I don't know if he can do that anymore. He can still have some good moments. He can still be a decent team, but I don't know, especially in this packed Western Conference this season where literally there's 13 teams, I think, contending for a play-in spot. I don't really know if this roster holds up. And without Kawhi Leonard, they absolutely cannot hold up with a lot of other teams. And it's really hard. It's really hard to talk about this and to kind of, say this about a guy like Kawhi Leonard's stature, a guy that has done what Kawhi Leonard has done. But I mean, it's the truth. Ultimately, it's the truth. We cannot count on Kawhi Leonard to be there, and we just don't know. So it's time to kind of just forget about Kawhi Leonard in a sense, and just whatever happens, happens. I think just us debating when Kawhi's gonna come back, how good Kawhi's gonna be. I think all that we just kind of can't do it a lot anymore. We just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And if he comes back, he comes back, and if he doesn't come back, well, he doesn't come back. I guess we just can't be worrying about this anymore. And then Kendrick Perkins also had the quote yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that saying Kawhi Leonard should retire. And honestly, I'm not really fully against it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Kawhi's obviously going to try it and come back, and we're going to try to push this as long as possible, obviously. But I think an early retirement for Kawhi, maybe a Kawhi retirement in the next 3 years, maybe around 36 years old, I don't think is out of the question at all. I don't think I would be super shocked if in the next 2 or 3 years, Kawhi Leonard's like, you know what, my knee is still bothering me. I can't go out and perform anymore. You know what? I think it's time. Like I just don't think that's out of the question for Kawhi Leonard, especially with the way Kawhi Leonard is. We don't really know what's going on. It's personal. We don't really know what goes on outside of the court. You know, like maybe he's thinking about it right now. Maybe he's thinking about retirement. Maybe he's, sitting there being like, you know what, if my knee can't come back, then what's the point of me coming back and playing ball anymore, I guess. I just don't think that's completely out of the question that Kawhi's gonna we're not gonna see Kawhi we're gonna see Kawhi retire in the next couple years. Very soon. Maybe a lot earlier than we thought and we expected. But yeah, it's just a really tough situation. I don't really know what the point of this video is. Kind of just me talking about my thoughts about Kawhi Leonard and what's going on and how we should handle this, I guess, as talk when people that talk basketball and all this stuff. I think we should just leave Kawhi Leonard not alone, but I just don't think we should worry about Kawhi Leonard at this point. I don't think we should worry about Kawhi Leonard and really sit up being like, well, when Kawhi's going to come back? When's Kawhi going to go back? Because at this point, it's been 4 years. We can't count on it. And I love Kawhi Leonard too. This is what hurts me. Like when Kawhi Leonard's playing, he's one of my favorite players. I love Kawhi Leonard. I think he's such a great player. Like I really do have enjoyed watching Kawhi Leonard throughout his career. Whether it was back in San Antonio, beating the Heat, whether it was when he became a star in San Antonio, whether it was, that one insane year in Toronto, last year with the Clippers. Like, I was so happy for Kawhi last year when he came out and did the things that he was doing in the regular season. It was awesome. But at this point, we just got to be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves, and we just can't count on Kawhi anymore. And we just kind of have to, we just kind of have the attitude of being like, whatever happens, happens, I guess, with Kawhi. But I hope everything turns out good for him. I hope he can find something, where either he can come back or, I just wish for the best, obviously, for Kawhi Leonard. I wish for the best for him. Maybe he does come back this season. We see him at some point throughout the year. I don't really know. And maybe this takes a turn up for the best, but we can't count on it right now. Let's just see what happens. But I'm wishing the best for Kawhi. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.